Check 1, 2.
Action!
Tell these rappers I'm outside, get them start acting up. Turning hoes to housewives and cleaning the ratchet up. Do it off from boom bap to melody rap. If they can put you in the box, then you might as well pack it up. Bars having bars, no cap, I'm Attica, you a precinct. How y'all competing when y'all just decent? Your rhyme efficiency's like logic's ethnicity. Don't tell me how much that you black, cause I don't see it. That's it. Welcome to Reset. Fuck everybody on the front. When we get on the finals, bring that same energy, nigga.
Yeah. Live and direct once again on your YouTube screen. It is another episode of Knicks N Ish. Y'all already know the vibe. I am the one and only Parlay Lord, aka Fraz Taz. I'm here in the building with the rest of the gang, not including but limited to Mrs. Knicks, the first lady of Knicks N Ish in the building. Not to mention my big brother, the co-host of the show, the one and only Kevin Rodriguez, like bow, bow, bow. And not forgetting our deemed host. Hopefully he's a spark plug today, y'all. Hopefully. We try. It's like Storm and X-Men, they took away his powers. That's spark plug.
Just holding it down for me. I'm a spark
But
plug.
of course, we know the spark plug, our host, the one and only T-Time in the building. Y'all already know what it is. Shout outs to the panel. Let's see who's in the comments real quick before I continue. Yeah, man. Shout out my guy Jimmy J1 in the building. What up, cuz? Y'all already know what it is, my guy. Let's not forget about Michael Brown in the building. I see you out there, my guy.
Joe Cool.
King. My guy King Q in the building. Shout out my guy as always. He already know what it is. I told y'all we was gonna get this one, but we're gonna get to that in a minute. Who else we got in here? Of course, it wouldn't be right if I didn't shout out sis Darlene in the building. As always, you know I gotta big you up, Darlene. Real talk. One of our best supporters over here at Knicks N Ish. You know what I mean? Shout out sis for always being in the building. Now, let me get it to. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
We got some new people.
Yes, we do got some new folks. Go ahead.
What up, Elvin?
That's Mrs. Knicks people right there. I know that.
No, I don't know him.
Oh no, I thought that was one of yours. Okay,
Mr.
My
Mingo
bad.
20. Shout out to Mr. Mingo 20 and Joe.
Cool.
Joe Cool, definitely. We see you in the building.
Mr. Lingo,
I know
that's my
Joe Cool.
homeboy.
Hold on, go back to Joe Cool comment. Hold on, I think I know who that is.
Which one?
Joe Cool.
Just pull up Joe Cool on the screen. It don't matter which one.
I just see Let's Go and Yo.
He said Joe Cool. Joe Cool. That I think if I can't see because my laptop is frozen.
Yeah, go right there.
That's his.
He said it's your
right
boy.
there.
He said it's your boy.
Yeah, that's your boy. That's your boy.
That was good, my boy. Yeah, that's my
There you
guy.
go. See, y'all I mean? All right, now I can get it to my usual spiel,
And
right?
Michael Pringle.
Oh wait, yeah, I forgot. Mike is our regular. Shout out to you, Michael, for the pull up.
Kevin
Wallace.
Yeah. Shout
Go
out
get
to
it,
everybody
50,
on the pull-up.
550.
Yo, go get it. We're gonna get to you in a minute too. I got something to talk to you about tonight, but I'm gonna get to you in a minute. All right, you're gonna have to holler at Fraz tonight, you heard? But before we get there, y'all, press like for your favorite panel. Sharing as always, Karen. If you're new, make sure you got that subscribe button click and make sure your notification bell set to all so you get all notifications when Knicks N Ish goes live. Listen, let me say this.
One more thing. In YouTube, on YouTube, you'll see the $sign. Those are for super chats. Show us some love. Everything goes back to our show.
Also, we will be taking precedence. We will be taking precedence on super chats over regular comments. No, it does not mean we're going to ignore regular comments. It just means super chats get brought to the forefront. We still be looking at y'all comments regularly, but the super chats will take precedence. So please understand that, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? Now let me get back to what I was about to say. You know what I mean? So, all you naysayers who thought we was going to get swept, all you naysayers who thought the Knicks wasn't going to take a win in Boston, I have to say to y'all been sadly mistaken. You see them looks on their faces? You see them looks on their faces? They didn't expect this to happen. Yeah, you was up 20 in the third. That's right. You was up 20 and caught that L to the New York Knicks. 108-105 in overtime. Knicks lead the series 1-0. I'm gonna need the panel to chime in. Go on ahead, y'all, please.
Oh yeah. Listen, man. First, I want to say this right before I get started. There was a point in the third. I hit the group chat, and I was like, we was down 20. I hit the group chat. So, oh man, this one's over. This one's over. And man, don't I feel like a big dummy forever doubting my team and the ability to fight and come back. Oh man, OG and Anunoby in the third was something special to watch. Uh, Brunson in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I mean, Mikal Bridges, Mr. AKA fucked him pick. Uh, and it was and before we get into breaking down the X's and O's and all the stats and all that other fly shit, I just want to say, it was a lot being made and clowning us for, oh, you went and got OG Anunoby for Boston. You traded Mikal Bridges for Boston. You built this team for Boston. There's a lot of people, even fans, oh, you traded 5 picks for Mikal Bridges, underperforming. Check this out. Mikal Bridges late in the fourth and in overtime defensively controlled the game. Not to mention he had their game winning steal. Mikal did that. You feel me? So hopefully you don't have to go through that. You know what I mean? Like
I see what you did there.
you saw what I did there, right? Yeah. So
Facts.
and not mention playing all the minutes he played tonight. What he played like almost 50 minutes or some shit like that, right? Like
51, actually. 51.
51 minutes tonight and still had
51
enough
minutes.
to make the game winning steal, the game sealing steal. You feel me? That was big for Mikal. Uh, and OG in the fourth. I mean the third. Yeah, I mean again the pocket watchers. What do you gotta say now? Because when it mattered the most, when the Knicks was down 20, the $200 million man, the $200 million man, aka we calling him Steve Austin 2.0, the $200 million man. He came up and started wilding, shooting threes from everywhere, triple OG. It was beautiful to see. And shout out to Coach Tommy T because I was mad because he was getting out coached in that first half badly. You feel me?
Facts.
Midway through the third, you started seeing the coaching adjustments. You started seeing that he was willing to leave Cat on Jason Tatum, which is because I'm not worried about Jason Tatum driving. I'm not. I'm worried about him shooting threes, and Cat has the length to make that a difficult shot. Cat may not be the best perimeter defender in the world, but he is 7 feet and he has really long arms. So he makes that a difference. And you saw that starting to happen for Jason Tatum in midway through that third quarter. What else he started? He letting Brown shoot. I said this the last live. You gotta make Jalen Brown a jump shooter. That is the weakest part of his game. And he got a bum knee. So now you can see he ain't really have much lift on his 3-point shot. So yeah, shout out to Coach Tommy T. Shout out to Mikal. Shout out to OG. Shout out to Deuce for showing up today. Shout out to Deuce for showing up today. And of course, Captain Clutch himself, because he started wilding in that fourth quarter. Wilding. I'm gonna land the play there. I don't wanna steal too much everyone's thunder because I could go on. And I know we probably gonna say a lot about the same shit. So I'm just gonna land the plane there and make sure y'all hitting up them super chats for facts because support the gang. You like the content, help us keep getting bigger and better. You know what I mean? But yeah,
But before y'all take over, I'm just saying it don't matter if it's $1, y'all. It could be $1. Put the dollar up there on the super chat. Listen, any little bit, we are grateful and appreciative for. All right. Oh, y'all want me to take it? I'll take it real quick because I got some things to say real fast. I bet. Cool. So first off, before I go, yo, shout out to everybody who here in the comments. Y'all already know what it is. Press like for your favorite panda. Don't forget that. I'm gonna go into a few stats, not the one Sis goes into. That's for her. All right. I'm gonna go into a few stats that's gonna define why this game went it did. All right. First of all, let's talk about the defense on Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown, especially in the second half. All right. Let's talk about it because, as we all know, the New York Knicks, we struggle with third quarters. Okay. We struggle with second halves. Right. But tonight was a little bit of an exception. In this, between the second half and overtime, the Knicks outscored Boston 63-54 in those 3 quarters. That's third, fourth, and overtime. Okay? We won all 3 of them quarters. All right? And we were very, very consistent with our defense in the second half. Remember, I've been saying it since the beginning of the playoffs. Consistency is a key for this Knicks team to beat teams like Boston. The defense was very consistent in the second half and overtime in this game. To a point where... Sis got highlights. Go ahead.
Bridges in a congested corner, he somehow dug it out. Inside Anunoby.
Yeah, you see that?
And the foul.
You see that? That's our strong suit right there. Defense to offense. And when we ready to run teams out of the gym, let me tell you, the Knicks gonna run some teams out of the gym. Please believe that. Now, sorry about the noise. The second thing I wanted to mention, did y'all see that this game, Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown combined to shoot 14 for 43 from the field? That's somewhere around 33%, y'all. Horrible. That's the point I'm trying to make. The defense in the second half was way better on these guys. All right? And if you couple that with the fact that Boston shot 15 for 60 from the three-point line, which is only 25%, where in the regular season games, Boston killed us from the 3 line, and we all said it here on the panel that the Knicks is going to have to defend the 3 line against Boston in order for us to win. They did an excellent job tonight defending 3-pointers. Shout out to Mitch Robinson. Boy, the way he was out there on that perimeter, giving Jason Tatum fits when he was trying to shoot that ball tonight, Mitch. We done said it, and especially T-Time said it. Oh, wait, hold on. I got to stop real quick. The Pause Police is in the building. Uncle Paulie, my guy, ain't been here in a minute. What's goody? Shout out to you, bro. But definitely, like, we held them. We held their 2 best stars to poor shooting nights. We held their team as a whole to 25% from 3-point and 35% from field goals, which is horrible. Okay. And Boston had 13 turnovers tonight, more than our 12. So guess what? That's a testament to the defense in the second half of this game and the Knicks coming through and making shots when it matters. And I'm going to land the plane right there.
Today was, I'm too old for this shit.
We know, sis.
We too old for this shit, but it was so good to watch. You know, they said all season, we can't beat Cleveland, we can't beat Boston. You know, we're going to get swept. Fuck y'all for that comment. Fuck y'all for that. Because we just showed y'all that we built for this. We built for this. Teams can't fuck with us when we on our shit. They can't. And you know what? Having Drew Holiday not 100%, KP going out, Hauser going out. You take advantages of opportunities like that and win games. And we did just that. I love that the guys didn't crumble being down 20. They just, took it up like New Yorkers do and keep it pushing. And that was great to see. JB does JB things, and I expect nothing less. I was very much surprised when that layup didn't go in to end that regulation. Very much surprised.
Yeah.
But, he does what he does. And I love that in overtime, he saw that they were trying to stop him. Again, a team thinking stopping JB is going to end us. And it didn't. I love seeing that spark in Macau's eyes. I don't know if y'all see what I see. He don't look very timid no more. He look real focused. And I'm going to say it like I've been saying it. Fuck every one of those 5 picks. It was good to see. It was good to see Deuce hitting the 3. When he hit the first 2, I was like, okay, this is good. Because we need, of course, points coming from the bench.
I just wanted to add real quick. You got to point out the fact that even through the hack of Mitch stood 10 toes down on that free throw line and still gave us some points out of that. Because they was really trying to strategize on us with that hack of Mitch.
No, I hate that shit. I hate that.
I hate it because it stops our flow of offense. That's why I hate it. But it also tells me that they're scared of Mitch. And that's crazy because offensively he's not a threat. But they're scared of him at the rim. So I think we just need to figure. I don't know how we can figure that out. And it may just be we got to play Precious. It may just be because Precious can hit free throws.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
That is the most pussiest strategy
absolutely
ever. It's not like you was doing it in the fourth quarter and get down. You were up 10 and you found Mitch.
And not only fouling him, but y'all calling for the refs to make the call. Like when Tatum is like, look, bro, that's soft.
We're fouling. Look, we're fouling.
That's super soft, and that shit is annoying. But other than that, assists wasn't that much today. I think we had 19 total assists. But every game isn't gonna be what we want it to be. I will say this: they don't want us to run and play our pace. So I think we need to force that, right? Like we need to force it. Because I think if we run and gun and cut to the basket the way we know we can, they're fucked. They're fucked. There was one thing else I wanted to say. Jesus, I forgot. Cat. I need Cat to play smarter. I need him to not get into foul trouble. Because if they're going to continuously put Tatum and Brown on him, he's going to be the X factor of this fucking series. So I need him to play defense smarter because he's going to cook them every time down the court. Go ahead, Kev.
Yo, to be honest with you, that one foul on Cat where Jason Tatum baited him and then literally jumped into Cat, I thought that was a bullshit call. That should have been more. I found it weird, but whatever. The 0-10 record that everybody keeps bringing up is kind of bogus, and it's bogus because when we played those 4 games, those 10 games against all these contenders, right? The Cavs, the Celtics, OKC, those were the top 3 teams that we couldn't beat. But people fail to understand we wasn't fully healthy when we played those guys.
8 of those 10 games.
We didn't have all our pieces in place when we played those guys. So yes, you're gonna beat teams like that. When you're not fully healthy, you're gonna be able to beat these teams, right? Boom. Here we go. towards the end of the season. We get healthy at the right time. Every Jalen Brunson comes back. We get Mitch back. You know, everybody's and then they're working on what you call it? They're working on gelling. You know, gelling and stuff like that because they haven't been able to play all season long together all at once. Pause. But you know, you see it now. You saw it in that last game against the Boston Celtics. We could have had them in that game too. It was the first time we really played them fully healthy in that last game. And look at what happened. Now you come back to this game. We started off okay in the first quarter, right? We started off really good in the first quarter. We were going back and forth. Everything was smooth. And then Cat got into foul trouble and they went on that run.
Yep.
And they went on that run. And that right there kind of like derailed whatever we did in the first quarter. But listen, shout out to the money guys. That's why we paid OG that money. That's why we paid motherfucking Jalen Brunson all that money. That's why we traded for Cat for us to be able to compete with fucking Boston. You know what I mean? And now you got guys like Deuce stepping up when you needed those three-pointers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if we could just get guys to our bench players to be a little bit more productive, like Precious today, just give us a little bit more productivity, and make free throws. Jesus Christ, we gotta fucking hit our free throws. I think we missed as a whole.
We missed like 14 or some shit like that.
Hold on, I got you.
We missed.
We were 17 for 31.
14.
31. 17 of 31. Yo, we got to do a better job. We got to do a better job because if we knock down our free throws, there is no overtime. There is no overtime.
Facts.
So, you know, shout out to the guys for stepping up. OG, Jalen Brunson in that fourth quarter for stepping up big time. Those are the guys, bro. Those are our guys. Those are the guys that we need down the stretch in the fourth quarter. You know, to get that third quarter by OG is everything. It sparked everything.
Yeah, shout out to Jimmy J1.
That's a fact. Jimmy J1.
Yo, he sure
did. Yo, Jimmy, that's crazy because I'm sitting there and I'm like, he sprayed his hairline in, son, and I'm sitting there like, there's no way.
I think his
but anyway,
hair.
man, that's funny.
I'm like, how this guy? I'm like, how his joint ain't moving around? Like, you know, somebody got that little hair, and like his shit ain't even moving around, bro. Like, what was that?
Yeah, that
was crazy.
Yeah, that's nasty work, man. He got the LeBron. He got the LeBron going. That's nasty work. But shout out to my bro Jimmy J1 on the super chat for sure. We appreciate you, my guy. But yeah,
what up,
cuz? Now you know why he cut his braids.
That's why he always had the braids the same way.
Yeah.
To cover that.
Yeah, that's facts. I never realized that because I was like, these are nasty hairstyles that he got. But now it makes sense, you know. You balding, you know what I mean? But that's okay. You know what I mean? You might lost a few more hair follicles from the stress of losing today. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Let me say this, because y'all know I'm superstitious. Pete, one, Kev, T-Time, and me got the same outfit on as last show.
That's facts.
That's crazy.
I'm just saying, I'm superstitious, so game 2, y'all gotta have that shit on again.
Well, sorry, I'm not superstitious, but here you go anyway.
Nah, listen, that count. You got something Knicks on for sure.
So don't think it ain't around. The Knicks N Ish gear is always around. I'm just at work. I ain't trying to sweat out my Knicks N Ish shirt.
Yeah,
Y'all, come on.
You know, today was very. It was important.
How Ice Cube said, today was a good day.
For sure.
Great day.
I said it on, you know, I was on X today during the game, and I said, "Yo, the only reason
Oh,
why
where?
we are losing this game is not because they playing that much better than us. It's because we missing free throws. At that point at halftime, we left 11 points on the board from the free throw line, and we was down 14. You feel me? Like so. I'm like, yeah, that's a major reason. We was getting smoked on the boards, but the major reason was we was missing free throws. A lot of that being the Hackett strategy, but still, you know what I mean? And in the second half, that's not the same case. We was under 50% from the free throw line in the first half shooting from the free throw line, and then we look better. You know what I mean? Like I said, we missed 11 in the first half. In the second half, we finished only missing 14. You know what I mean? Like that's a big difference. That is a huge difference in free throw shooting. And I also credit that to part of the game too of us being able to come back. Uh, you know, yeah, the Celtics, they whole offense was trash today. Like I said, uh, we 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 used our size and our length to our advantage. In the first half, I was mad because we were switching too easy. They was definitely hunting Jalen Brunson in pick and roll situation. Uh, what I need Jalen Brunson to do a little bit better, what he did in the second half better, especially in the fourth quarter, when he goes to show on Jason Tatum's pick and roll, make some kind of contact. Put your body in front of him instead of just like fake flashing and then trying to run back to your man. Make some kind of contact. Make him have to bring the ball back instead of just being able to go smoothly into his offense or driving like into a jump shot or driving downhill. Uh, he did a better job of that in the second half. As a few times I've seen him bump Jason Tatum before trying to get back to his man. So either Cat or OG or Macau could get back to Jason Tatum. Uh, and another thing that I saw that we did that was a point of emphasis was Jalen Brunson hunting uh, Al Horford in pick and roll situations. That was a big part of the comeback too, because even at his age, Al Horford is still a pretty decent perimeter defender for a five, but he can't do nothing with JB. He can't do nothing. And what to Mrs. Nick's point too about when they thought it was just gonna be all JB and other people stepped up. Joe Mazzulla's soft like double kind of zone that he was doing, I thought that was pretty good, brilliant. Like it did catch JB through a loop for like two possessions, and then they kind of figured it out where to move and who needs to cut to the basket. And Josh Hart doing a great job of finding people in early offense, especially late in the game when they know everybody's waiting to see JB get the ball. That's how we got that N1 dunk from OG Anunoby, which was amazing. Put Jason Tatum and his bad hit. You talk about head. What kind of haircut does Jason Tatum got? I need to know. What kind of haircut he got?
Trash.
He got bangs. Like that's crazy. I've never seen a grown man with bangs before. You know what I mean? Not the bangs. Not the
Wow,
bangs.
crazy.
Yeah. But you know, that's why I don't understand people who call for Coach Tommy T's job. Even though 2 seasons ago I was on the fire Coach Tommy T train for sure. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
But I saw the light. You know what I mean? I can't argue with results, man. But when you watch him making these adjustments, people say that he's stubborn and sometimes he do get in his own way sometimes. I am not going to lie to you. Sometimes he do. But so far in this playoffs, he's been coaching his butt off, man. And tonight is no different. Uh, you know, somebody said, one of y'all said, shout out to the guys for not giving up. And then you got to look at what Mitch was saying, because Mitch was mic'd up. He said, yo, we've been here
That
before.
we've been here before.
We've been here before. And that's facts. How many times we seen them rally back? You know what I mean? And you know, I said we was gonna punch these guys in the mouth. And that's exactly what we did.
Mike Tyson hook.
Straight up snuff these dudes right in their snot box. You feel me? I think that's a huge shocker for them. It's going to put a tremendous amount of pressure on them moving forward. It's going to put a tremendous amount of pressure on them moving forward. And I've said this throughout the season. It's different in the playoffs. It's a lot more pressure on them 3-point shots. Every last one of them holds more weight. And you saw it as the game progressed. You know what I mean? That it was more and more hold on.
Hold on, we got super chat.
Yeah. What he said? We are coach away from going to the.
He said we are.
Yeah, playing Mitch in the foul bonus, no offense check, not challenging cats, second BS foul on Tatum's 3 bad. Oh man, Parrish Duggar. Let me tell you something. You could not be more wrong, and I'm gonna tell you why. You don't challenge that foul because it's the first half. We saw what that did to JB Bickerstaff in
the Detroit series.
Yeah, in the Detroit series game. He challenged a call that he thought was bad, and guess what? That didn't work out in his favor. Yeah, I mean, it was only Cat's second foul. That sucks, but yeah, I mean, you don't want to risk them saying, "Oh, it was a foul anyway," and then you lose your timeout and your ability to challenge for the rest of the game. Now keeping Mitch in it and the bonus, kind of like I was looking at it like, are we bugging? But they were racking up fouls at a feverish rate. Luke Cornett is a problem, whether we want to admit it or not. He is a problem. He's a solid rebounder. He's a solid rim protector. He's a problem on the offensive glass. You know what I mean? Like, so to have him have 5 fouls leading in late to the fourth quarter was kind of big for us. You know what I mean? Kind of big for us. So I get it. I feel like this. If we beat the Celtics, we going to win championship. That's just how I feel. You know what I mean? Call me optimistic, call me wrong. But if we beat the Celtics, which we are well on our way to doing by stealing the first game of the series, we are on a championship. And the adjustments that Coach Tommy T made in this game, especially, like I said earlier, midway through the third quarter, especially with the defensive schemes on Tatum and Brown in particular, is the reason why we won this game. So you got to take your hat off to Coach Tommy T as much as you want to give the credit to all the players, and they deserve a lion's share of the credit for not giving up and fighting to the end. But you also got to tip your hat to the coach. You feel me? If anybody else want to answer this super chat, because Parrish Doug got another one. You know what I mean? If y'all want to answer this one before we get to the
I'll answer the next one. I don't mind. I could wait for the next one.
I just feel like people say that, but then can never answer who will be the next coach. You know what I mean? Like that part of the question never gets answered. And I strongly feel that although many people feel this team was built around JB, I truly feel like it was built around Thibodeau. I feel like all the pieces we have is a Thibodeau team. And, Frank and me talk a lot about the Knicks. And he's even said that this team almost mirrors the Chicago team he had.
Well,
I think
if I may add on, I'm sorry.
If you take away the coach, it changes, although it doesn't change players, it does change the dynamic of the team. And we have to be really careful when we do some shit like that. And y'all know me, I'm superstitious and all about karma. You don't do somebody dirty that ain't do us wrong.
Yeah.
Right. Shout out to Paris Duggar for another super chat. Fred, you said you want to holler.
So I guess this was in response to what you had said about the earlier super chat.
Yeah.
3 points and Cat 10 minutes playing time. Yeah, listen, it may have cost us playing time with Cat, but you got to understand something. The Knicks did something we normally have trouble with. When Cat goes on the bench, sometimes we have trouble holding it down without him on the floor. The Knicks did well without Cat on the floor tonight. That was the difference. And I wasn't worried about that 3 points as much because, like we said earlier, we was already down double digits and we came back from that. How many times have you seen the Knicks fight and claw from 20 down to come back? We've done it a number of times this season, and I'm not shocked that we did it again tonight. Because at the end of the day, it's like we've always said, this team is healthy at the right time. Where last year we was healthy in the wrong manner last year at the same time. Now we trending in the right direction. The defense is trending in the right direction. Listen, I'm tell you like this, Parrish. Don't be surprised if we still game two in Boston. We just might still game two as well.
I ain't mad at that. Shout out to King C for the super sticker. I don't even know.
My geyser.
Can't
That's
see it on the screen, but shout out to my guy. Appreciate you, homie. Word.
my geyser.
Oh yeah. Look at
That's
y'all, man, supporting the game. Man. It's a
big
proud moment
facts.
for me. I ain't gonna hold you. It's a real proud moment for me. Uh, but yeah, man. What you call it? What I was about to say. Uh, yeah, in relations to Parish Doug's second super chat, it it's 3 points, yeah, but also it's more crucial to have that challenge in a game that ended up being super close and went to overtime.
Yeah.
In case you need it, like it could have been anything that we could have challenged in that situation. That could have been a pivotal point in the game instead of 3 points. Yeah, that sucks. Cats on the bench, but at the same time, you need that challenge in a close game. You know what I mean? I'm glad Coach Tommy T didn't challenge it. There, that was a bad call by the refs. You feel me?
And I feel like our team, as much as other people, not us on the panel or necessarily people in the chat, I think our team is deeper than people think or will acknowledge, right? Yes, we lost 10 minutes of playing time from Cat, but the team played well with him on the bench, the same way they played well and brought us back uh, on the run when JB was on the bench. This team is not one dimensional. And so we can't be too hard on things like this.
Yeah, yeah. Listen. All right, so boom, check it, right? I'm glad you agree that we are winning game two for sure. Shout out to you. But yo, you can't. I'm like, y'all know my line. I won't be the fool to argue with results, right? And the results, and these are facts. These are unrefutable facts, right? And we go through this ever so often on the show with people talking crazy about Coach Tommy T, and I have to run down the facts on them. Before we got Coach Tommy T, we had a 17 win season and a 21 win season, right? The very next year we win 42 games or 43. His first season, 43, I think. No, it's 42. 42,
42.
42 end up being the fourth seed for our first playoff berth in 9 years, right? Eight, right? 8 or 9 years. Then we had the relapse year because I guess the front office didn't want to listen to Coach Tommy T and went and got Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier, right? Uh, then we go back to getting Coach Tommy T the players that he liked into Jalen Brunson, into Josh Hart. You know what I mean? We go back to the playoffs. And not only do we go to the playoffs, we won our first playoff series in over a decade, right? Then we get bumped second round. You know what I mean? The very next year, we go back to the playoffs for back-to-back years for the first time in a decade. Then we win and we leave the first round, right? For the first time in 30 years. You know what I mean? We win back-to-back. We win playoff series in 2 years in a row for the first time in 30 years, right? Uh, then you go to this season. Now, remind you, every year we win in more games. Every year we win in more games, right? Then not only do we go to the playoffs back to back to back for 3 years in a row, playoff berth. I don't know. I didn't do the years on that. You know what I mean? But it has to be like 30 years as well. You know what I mean? And then we win get out of the first round 3 years in a row for the first time in 30 something years, and you want to fire this man. This is the first time we had the team whole. You know what I mean? Going into the playoffs since he's been the coach. So I don't get it. Coach Tommy T, don't be that guy that argue with results. Parrish, we appreciate your support. Hope you subscribe, good brother. You know what I mean?
Can
Shout
I
out to
say can
Mr.
I say
Lingo
something
too.
real quick because I want to ask Parrish, right?
Real quick. Let me shout out Mr. Lingo. Shout out to Mr. Lingo for the super sticker. You know what I mean? We appreciate you. Go ahead, Kev, my bad.
I want to ask Parrish, right? I want you to put in the chat which coach would you prefer? It's simple. Put the coach's name that you would prefer to be our coach for the future. Because I would like to see which coach you would pick.
Yeah. Yo, Parrish, I
You know what
hope
I mean?
you over there giving them hell, bro.
Facts.
I hope you over there giving them hell, bro, for sure. You know what I mean? But yes, definitely shout out everybody for the super chats, the super stickers. We do appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna keep on helping the platform grow to bring y'all bigger, better, and flyer shit. You know what I mean? Uh, but yeah, that's hilarious. I hope you over there giving them hell for sure. They deserve it. They deserve it for sure. But yeah, please, we definitely want to know who you think should be the next coach of the Knicks since you're so adamant on getting Coach Tommy T out of here. Crazy. Uh, but yeah, you know, when I knew we was gonna win this game.
When
I'm gonna
JB
tell you,
started going off.
nah, like what I was confident at that point. I was hyped, yes, right. But it was very late. It was tied, right? Because I'm still kind of in the balance, like, oh, it could still go either way. And uh Derek White went up for that rebound and they got the timeout, which I thought should have been a jump ball, but whatever. And then the screen went to Jason Tatum's face and he said, "Whew." I said, oh, he shook. Oh, yeah, we got him. We got him. And he did not perform well after that, even into overtime. I don't think he had a bucket in overtime, did he? Nah, right? He didn't have a bucket in overtime. You know what I mean? And that's the moment where I knew this game was in the bag. I said, oh, his heartbeat sound like Sasquatch feet. I know scared when I see it. And that was scared. You know, facts, Manhattan Bridges. AKA Mr. F them kids, man. You know what I mean? F them
Every
kids.
one of them five.
Word. F them kids. But it's tremendous pressure on the Celtics now. It's true. They cannot lose game 2. You feel me? They cannot. And that's gonna be on their mind going into game going into game 2. That's gonna be on their mind. And for a team who shoot a lot of 3-pointers, that's their game. That's their bread and butter. That's a lot of pressure on each shot. I say this all the time. Jason Tatum don't want to go to the cup. And we played him as such. Make him drive, make Brown become a jump shooter. You know what I mean? Got to do a better job of staying with Derek White for sure. You know what I mean? Because he's everything that Malik Beasley think he is. Derek White is everything Malik Beasley think he is. I got tremendous respect for Derek White's game. Even though he looked crazy with that bald head, he looked like a thumb with a cartoon face on it. He said, I answered my sister. But hold on. He said, Boston's hot assistant. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is, but yeah. Nah, that's funny though. My sister is funny though. I ain't gonna lie. Nah, man. Listen, Paris, you gotta stop hating on Tibbs, gang. You just gotta. You just gotta. Nah, but what's happening, y'all? What we doing? Cause y'all know my vibe. Y'all know my vibe. We can keep going if y'all got more to add, but if not, y'all know my vibe. I feel like I'm about to start talking in circles. Kev, you got something?
Uncle Paulie, I said this last show. I literally said this last show.
Right. Yeah. Just say that. Yo, I reposted something on Twitter that literally kind of emphasized that. You know what I mean? Both of our comments is the one that I was like, yo, when you take that many threes, you have laws. And then you came right behind and said, Jason Tatum don't like to play physical.
He starts crying and doing dumb shit, and that he's mentally not strong. And it's so crazy because I was talking to my daughter this morning about the series because she's asking me like who she should bet on and da-da-da-da-da. And I said, I really don't like Tatum because the league and the media wants to portray him like he's Kobe. And he's not Kobe because mentally he gets flustered easily. And you play physical on him, you're going to see these same results that you saw today. And without KP playing, and if you could get in his mental, it's over for Boston. It's going to be over for them.
Yeah, facts. I agree. He is mentally fragile. Yeah, I mean, he started crying early, which was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I hit the group chat like, look, he crying already. It was the first quarter, crying. But, you know, we got to stay the course. If we go give the effort that we gave at the end of the third and the fourth quarter for all game, this series is going to be over in 5. You know what I mean? I'm going to be over in 5.
Look at the defensive matchup, right? Look, I didn't mean to cut you off, T-Time, but look at the defensive matchup on Jason Tatum for 8 minutes and 43 seconds. He was 1 for 6 from the field, 2 for 7 from the 3-point line with hold on, was it? Yeah. He was 1 for 6, 1 for 3. I'm sorry, 1 for 3 from the 3-point line, and had 2 turnovers and 1 assist. That's why OG was playing defense on him. So, you know, I was emphasizing how we got to turn it around because I know during the season McCall kind of struggled playing defense on Jason Tatum, but in this game, OG did a hell of a fucking job on Jason T. He only made one shot on OG. You know what I mean? So I think that from here on out, I think OG is the key, bro. OG is the man that we got to put on motherfucking JT and watch him choke.
Yo, Kev. I'm feeling like Nostradamus right now, gang. Because what you just said, I said the last show. Put OG on JT from the rip. And I said we was going to win this game. You know, tell a friend to tell a friend. We know what we talk about over here. You know what I mean? We know what we talking about. You know, and you know what makes this win so good? So
Everybody counted us out.
who sis talk about it?
Everybody counted us out. No one has us winning. Not this game, not this series, nothing.
Oh, they 0-10 against the good teams, the elite teams. Oh, they haven't beat Boston all season. What a time to get the first one. How about that? What a time to get a first one. And
everybody forget it's 0-0 now. Well, 1-0 now.
Yeah. Yo, we've been saying that the playoffs is different. You know what I mean? The regular season, you know what I mean, that's one thing. The playoffs is different. You know what I mean? And I watch a ridiculous amount of basketball. You know what I mean? Like, even when it's not Knicks, I'm watching basketball. You feel me? I just love the sport. And regrettably, I watched quite a few Boston Celtics games, especially in the playoffs. I watched that Orlando series. And I saw what Orlando was doing today. Orlando just don't have enough offensive power. If Orlando had one more person that could give them 20 points, that would have been a real series. I'm not saying that they would have won, but I'm saying that would have gave them a real series.
And what did we say in the chat yesterday? They gave us the blueprint to beat these dudes.
Facts. Facts. One more thing. And you know why I was taking so much, like I was so upset, right? You know why I was so upset with how we were being talked about in this series? Because again, as good as Jalen Brunson is, they was talking about Derek White and his defense and Drew Holiday and his defense and Jason Tatum and Brown. And I'm like, it's funny how they want to be selective when regular season stuff matters, right? Because JB was giving them work all regular season. We was losing, but JB was cooking these dudes. All of them. Work. Crazy work. Right? But that part of the regular season don't matter. It matters that they won. That's what I'm saying. Like, and Charles Barkley's forever been a hater. You know what I mean? He's forever. I missed the halftime show. I'm upset.
I was watching it and he was talking wild shit and he feel hella stupid right now.
Yeah, he was talking. I missed it.
He was talking wild shit, bro.
Between him and Shaq. Yeah.
Talking wild shit. And fuck Paul Pierce. Fuck Paul Pierce.
Oh.
Bang, 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 nigga.
Yeah, for sure. He was talking crazy. Oh, they got the
ain't nobody scared of the Knicks.
Yeah.
You better be now. You better be.
Yo, Charles Barkley said they're just not good enough. That was his words. They're just not good enough. How you know how disrespectful that is? They're just not good enough.
But he's the same guy that had Detroit beating us. So nothing he says is credible.
And that's the crazy part too, because in the beginning in the show, he was like, oh, how they gonna beat the Celtics? They barely beat the Pistons. Dog, you had the Pistons beating us. And I don't call forward to barely beating anybody. You know what's barely beating somebody? Going to game 7. Mm-hmm. That's barely beating somebody. You know what I mean? No matter how close the games was, we won. We won 3 times on their home court.
Mm-hmm.
3. Now I don't call that barely beating them. We swept them on their home court in the playoffs. I don't call that barely beating anybody. But like I said, I watched the Orlando series, and I knew that we could match up good with these guys. Healthy. You know what I mean? Healthy. Slow the pace down a little bit. You know, make them play more half court offense. And chase Jason Tatum off the 3-point line. I thought we played tremendous defense on Porzingis. I know he wasn't feeling well, but still, he didn't get no
Oh
open
wow,
looks.
boo-hoo for him.
He didn't get no open looks. Everything was contested. We did not leave him behind the 3-point line. When he tried to roll to the hoop, there was somebody there to defend him. You know what I mean? Like, or foul him, make him go shoot foul shots, something. You know what I mean? Like, and Tibbs understood that KP is the key to this series. You know what I mean?
Yo, shout out to Parrish, another super chat.
Yeah, shout out to
Hey,
Parrish.
Word.
appreciate you to the fullest, Parrish.
That's
Word
right.
up.
But you still ain't answer the question. You still ain't answer the question, and don't worry, we gonna be waiting a while.
Now he did Fraz. He said the assistant
He
for
said the
Boston.
Boston assistant coach, but I don't know who.
Yeah.
What Boston hot assistant? I don't.
Yeah.
Who's that?
But yeah. He said nobody. I let the Boston pod know nobody backs into 51 wins. This is true. It's not by mistake, and that's the thing that I be trying to tell people too. Like we won 51 games. Yeah, we didn't in the regular season didn't beat Boston. We didn't beat OKC, which we only played twice. Yeah, you know what I mean, and we didn't beat Cleveland. Yeah, you know what I mean, but we still won 51 games. We are a very good team. If you win 51 games, you are a very good team, and you should not be slept on. You should not be slept on. But let everybody sleep. We're gonna wake them up. And shout out to Parrish for doing the Lord's work. You know, not only coming here and supporting, Knicks N Ish, but going over to the Boston Celtics pod and giving them hell. Shout out to you, bro. We really do appreciate you, man. Real talk. Whatchamacallit?
Listen, and I think that was the biggest problem with KP when it came to him being a Knick. He used to complain about being fatigued, or he was always hurt. Something was always wrong with him. And that was one of my biggest issues when it came to Kristaps Porzingis. I'm gonna stop calling him KP. Yeah, you're not a Knick no more. You don't deserve that nickname anymore. So
That's
yeah,
just this
man.
new generation of players. Like they're just soft, bro. Like,
Soft.
Like JB is playing on one fucking ankle.
Josh
Cat got I
Hart,
don't know how many broken fingers on his hands, and they
Yo,
suit up
Josh
every
Hart.
night and play.
Right, Josh Hart fucking
His knee is damn near knee surgery.
hurt his wrist during the game.
Yeah.
And the last game he fell on his wrist.
Right.
In game, I think it was game 5. He fell on his wrist.
Yep.
Came back to the game to play. Played game 6. He hurt his wrist in this game, and still stayed in.
It's just crazy to me because even like when you hear like Cleveland, like Garland is out because of his toe, bro. Tape that shit up and get on the court. Like, what are we doing? If he was on my team, I'll be tweeting his ass. Tape that shit up and get on the court.
For sure.
Yo, and
it's the same thing. Like Porzingis is ill all of a sudden. How he's sick all of a sudden, but he wasn't sick to start the game. Where he get sick at?
Yeah.
The one thing that I think was huge pause in this game, that they went on a 20-something run. I think it was in the first half. They did.
Oh, them.
In the first half. And then we was able to hit them back with a 20-something run.
Yep.
to actually take the lead and come back and win this game. I just think like the Knicks got to just play with a little bit more aggression. You know, if we could like run the ball, attack the basket, because that's what we need to do, bro. We need to put pressure on them guys, on Jason Tatum. We need more of that from OG and McCall too, cutting to the basket. And yo, a couple of times I ain't gonna front. JB hit McCall and Derek White made a good defensive play and blocked the layup that. But if we could get some more of that from the offense, I think that we could really, really like blow them out because I'm watching them and I'm like, man, we just only a few runs away from really taking this game over.
Yeah. I mean, I think like on plays like that, when we're in transition, because I felt the same way in Detroit. When we're in transition, bro, go for a dunk. Stop with that layup shit because these teams are going for those blocks and we're getting caught every time. Go for the fucking dunk because I think McCall did it in the, I want to say first quarter or second quarter. He went up for like a pretty little layup and they blocked the ball.
Yeah.
Bro, you were right there. Go for the dunk.
Right, you just did that on K. Yo, you just dunked it on K Cunningham. Why not dunk that? You know what I'm saying? You got long ass arms. Pause, bro. Dunk that shit.
But it's also too, you gotta it's from where they take off from, how much speed they got. Like I think the way he caught the ball and took the 2 steps where he jumped from, it probably would have been a difficult dunk. He could have spazzed, you know what I mean? Like, but I agree. You gotta go up strong. You know they got guys who are lurking, right? You know they got guys who are lurking. Do what OG did and punch that shit. Put Jason Tatum on the post. Yeah, you want to see a dead body? yeah, man. It's a great night. You know, my coworkers is texting me. Yeah, you want this poster? I gotta get that on a shirt.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Look out for the new Knicks N Ish merch coming soon. OG on the shirt.
Right
Don't forget.
That's a perfect. Yo, chill. We giving people ideas. That gotta be said behind the scenes, B.
Listen, if you jacked it from us, we want PC. Stop playing. Word.
It was a great day. Great effort from my team. Great effort from Deuce off the bench, giving us 11 points. That was important. Yeah, I mean, seeing Precious get spot minutes was tough. You know what I mean? But we know why he was in the game. He's probably not going – if Cat's not in foul trouble, he's not going to see time. I'm interested.
But to me, that's crazy. To me, that's crazy because I feel like if their strategy is going to be to hack a Mitch, then it needs to be Precious in the game.
But at the same time,
I mean, for those minutes.
At the same time, you also like, yeah, I want Mitch to make those free throws. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
but it also works.
Right.
So there's like, oh, they got the depth. No, they really don't because KP left the game. Cornette had 3 fouls quick because of Hacker Mitch. Like, it also puts them in an inferior position, and it didn't work. He still lost. So I'm interested to see if they're gonna run with that strategy again next game. You know what I mean? Because now what happens? I know Mitch is gonna go home and he's gonna take free throws. He's gonna practice. So what happens next game? He pull up to the line and go 6 for 6.
That's what we need though from Mitch, bro. Like, listen, bro. For years we've been asking you to shoot better free throws. It's been like this for years.
Yeah,
bro.
but big men in general have a hard time with free throws.
Mitch's problem is he refused to put any arc on his shot. His shot hits the front of the rim. It's all time to go in. It's all time to go in.
No arc whatsoever. No arc.
But you ever see him like You seen his practice videos when he's like shooting threes? It's the same way. There's no arc in it.
Somebody said,
Yo, but
yo,
he be making them shits. That's what be
He
pissing me
do.
off.
somebody said, yo, instead of in the summer, instead of in the summer posting videos, you dribbling through your legs doing step back threes. You better post videos doing that for free throws.
Free throws.
But now I got a simple solution for Mitch. If you don't want to put arc on your 3-point shot, just aim for the middle of the box.
Facts.
Just aim for
Off the backboard. Do it.
Off the backboard every single time. Every single time.
Yo, he gonna crack the glass and shit. They gonna have to change.
He said shoot underhand.
I'm done.
Nigga, listen, man. Oh, y'all want to look
This
cool.
shit might work.
Y'all want to look cool. The only thing that matters is the W. They stop laughing when you shooting 80%.
Right.
Word. They'll stop laughing when you shoot 80%. Word. Well, yeah, man. Yeah, you know. But I can't wait for the excuses, though, when we win. Oh, everybody was banged up. Nobody was saying that before the series started.
Yo, I was just trolling somebody about that because apparently we won the series in Detroit because Jaden Ivey and Isaiah Stewart didn't play. Yo, go ahead, add super chat. There you go. Appreciate you.
Yeah, hold on. Let's get that.
And
let's go. Oh yeah, that's my boy. That's my boy. Yo, he's a dope artist. You know what I mean?
Uncut OG. That's what I'm talking about. People peep that.
Yeah. But shout out, he's a dope artist, dope graphic designer. Yeah, I mean, he's good people. He said, let's go, Staten Island in the building. I didn't know you were on the YouTube. Untuck the OG jersey. Yes, untuck. Yeah, facts. Yeah. Yeah, that's a fact. That we was wilding out like Nick Cannon. Yeah, man, listen. And I don't know if you saw, well, you just pulled up today. Thank you for pulling up, by the way. Make sure you subscribe, good brother. And I don't know if you saw, like, I know you didn't see. I just said that. But I said this before. In the playoffs, all that shooting 53 shit ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna cut it. Even the Golden State Warriors in the heyday of the Splash Brothers didn't take this many threes. And those are two of the greatest shooters ever in the history of the sport. They didn't take this many threes. I said it in the last one that they're going to go through lulls because we do have the defenders to make these shots more difficult. We haven't historically this season been on the end of defending the 3-point line at a high level, but what I've seen from this team, especially in the first series, is that we have the capability to guard the 3-point line. We made Malik Beasley life hell in that first series. He made his life hell. So I said in the last one, if we defend the 3-point line, 75% of our capability of doing it, we're gonna make them miss a lot of shots. And I felt like we did that today.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? And I think they're gonna think twice before they try to shoot another 60 because they thought that was our weakness. And although it has been our weakness, absolutely, you're not gonna always make a shitload like you did in game one of the regular season. That was unheard of. So if that's how you think you're gonna beat us, again, y'all in trouble.
Yeah.
Y'all in trouble.
These things change in the postseason, man. Change. And that's what, and we this is something else that we've been saying on this show. Last season, when they won the championship, they had the easiest road to the playoffs.
Everyone was hurt.
Everybody was hurt. Now you got to play some real basketball. You know what I mean? Now you got to play some real basketball. Jason Tatum, you going to really have to turn into Kobe, gang. And if you ask,
and you ain't about that life. You're not about that life.
He's not. He's not. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get outplayed all series by Jalen Brunson. And that's going to put more pressure on you to be who you say you are. You know what I mean? He's an aura farmer, too. Like, all that fake stuff that he be doing, like he be stealing, like, little moments from other people and trying to make it his own. Like, yeah, you're an aura farmer. You're not really like that. Your swag is on low, and nobody likes you. Right? So, what I was about to say. And the crazy part is this, too. I don't think JB really had a great game up into the fourth quarter.
Facts.
That's something y'all need to be worried about. Because in the fourth quarter, he figured y'all out. Whatever y'all was doing to y'all in the fourth quarter, he said, I got it. Excuse me, watch this.
Watch this.
By 3 after trailing by 20.
And it can also draw a foul.
Yeah.
That's a 3. Got another one. He is a machine.
Yeah, that's good stuff. And by the way, this is kind of off topic, but still on topic. Why they keep on having Reggie Miller call Knicks games, man? He's the worst.
Because they hate us.
It's the most unlistenable thing I've ever heard, bro. He's annoying. He might as well be wearing a green jersey over there while he's commentating. Because the way he was, oh man, the lip service he was giving the Boston Celtics. Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy. I'm sitting there like, damn, the Knicks is playing too. And guys on the Knicks is doing some good stuff too. We like, I mean, TNT, stop having Reggie Miller call Knicks games. Stop it. I miss Mike Breen and Walt Clyde. I promise you I do.
Listen.
Already.
At the end of the day, this is why I'm glad the NBA on NBC about to come back. I need to hear Carmelo Anthony on some Knicks games commentary. Real talk, big facts.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Facts. And yes, I said that right. Carmelo Anthony is signed to NBA or NBC. But those of you who don't know, so guess what? When you see a Knicks game on NBA or NBC this year, Carmelo probably gonna be commentating.
Maybe we could get some fair coverage. I don't have to listen to Dak hating. I don't have to listen to Charles Barkley hating.
That ends. The only way you're gonna hear them is halftime. That's about it. They're done after this season.
Man,
They're done.
Pack them up for sure. What you call it? Y'all got anything else? Yes, no, maybe so. Mm-hmm.
You might as well go ahead and do your end of live thing.
Shout out to everybody that pulled up for sure. Today was wow.
So much love.
Y'all showed up.
I'm about to go rewatch that game right now.
Yeah, you guys showed up and showed out. We really do appreciate the love, man. Like, I was watching the super chats and I'm like, I can't believe this is happening. It's been a long road. Shout out to the team, man. I mean, Cav, Mrs. Knicks, Fraz, we wouldn't be at this point without y'all for sure. Appreciate y'all hard work and dedication to the brand. Shout out to all our supporters, not only the ones who did the super chat, but everybody in the comments going ham tonight. Y'all was getting busy in the comments, liking. You feel me? We appreciate every last single one of y'all. You know what I mean? Keep helping us grow. Keep helping us get better. You know what I mean? And we're going to keep on bring you the fire content that y'all love, man. With that being said, press like if you didn't do so already. Sharing is always caring. Hit the subscribe button, set the notification bell to all. You know what I mean? And if you in the mood, like there's a little website scrolling across the bottom of the screen, right? A little website. There's some merch there. Get you a hoodie.
Hold on. Get you a t-shirt. Nah, I mean, stop playing, y'all. Get y'all one of these, man. One of these, man.
Oh, one of
You feel
these.
me? Oh, chill. We don't make those no more.
Nah, we got a few left. We got a few.
Oh, a few left. Okay.
Oh,
I still gotta get mine. Yeah.
Okay.
Not that one specifically, but yeah, get you one.
Get you one of these. You know what I mean?
That's fine.
Yeah, but appreciate all y'all. And we out of here. Rise.
Hit the outro.
Mic check 1, 2. Tell these rappers I'm outside, get them start acting up. Turning hoes to housewives and cleaning the ratchet up. Do it off from boom back to melody rap. If they gon' put you in the box, then you might as well pack it up. Bars having bars, no cap, I'm Attica, you a precinct. How y'all competing when y'all just decent? Your rhyme efficiency's like logic simplicity. Don't tell me how much that you black, cause